As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Bedtime. Betty time! Well, maybe it's bedtime too. maybe it is. I don't know. Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Monday afternoon is definitely doing so much better than this morning. This morning, Bullhorn Betty was like ready to spit bullhorns. I've got to be honest with you. It was very, very, very frustrating. I am almost done with all the crap that I need to do today. I have been super busy. Please tell me you pay. Yes, I did forget to do something. I was supposed to edit a video and get it up on my Facebook page because it's about the meeting tomorrow. And so now I'm not going to get it out until tonight. We are on a very tight schedule for this show, folks. Very, very tight. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime. We're covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. He was 15 years old when he disappeared February 26, 2024, and he hasn't been seen since. And we have been monitoring this case, and we have been looking squarely at his mother and stepfather as being the participants of why he is not here. His father was at work during the time of his disappearance, virtually clearing him in part, right? I mean, because we can clear him that he physically did not do it, but there's always the nuance, did he hire somebody? And that is where his history, where he came from, how he got there, how long has he been in the area is going to be crucial in this situation, because he wasn't in the area long enough to meet anybody. He went to work and he had his son every other weekend, so twice a weekend, or twice a month rather, on the weekends. So he didn't have a whole lot of time to really do anything, to really meet a whole lot of people in the area. He was new to the area. He had came from California, literally knew nobody except limited amount of people. He thought his son was in good hands. Him and his ex-wife, Katie Proudfoot, had their share of problems, but for the most part, they were comfortable in their co-parenting activities. You know, he was keeping, he was an hour and a half away. You know, they have some space between them, but close enough he can still be in his son's life. He was, they were having some behavioral problems with Sebastian. They had reached out to Seth. They had started working with Seth to maybe get him over to Seth's house to live, so it relieves them. Chris was very concerned about his young daughter being around Sebastian. So there were some clear family issues. To say it mildly, right? There were at least minimal family issues that were causing a great deal of stress in the family. They had an autistic boy. Their son was not acting, like normal children act. He does with autism, has outbursts, has likes and dislikes, is very picky in certain respects. For example, doesn't like leaving the house without shoes and socks on. Probably very particular about how he dresses, about the food he eats, about certain things. It's just an autistic child. When we first started this case, very ignorant on the topic of autism. I feel like we've all been educated. I'm sure we're not experts in the field of autism, but because of the Sebastian Rogers case, anybody that followed this case, I truly do believe has a much better understanding of what autism is. Folks, we have two channels going on right now. We have the horizontal chat, which has the breaking news on from the back side of me. If you are on the vertical, you'll see the breaking news above my head. It doesn't matter which one you're on. However, if you are new to this channel and you've never spoken before, you may want to be on the horizontal chat. We allow you to speak to us within 20 minutes on the horizontal chat. If you're on the vertical chat, you have to be with us for a while because it's blocked for 5 days. So the people that are in the vertical chat, please remind people coming in if they're new. And I'll try to remember throughout the show to remind people that are coming in on that vertical chat if you guys would like to communicate quicker. If you're new to the channel, you might want to be on the horizontal chat, and you could be talking in about 20 or so minutes. We might be relaxing those rules here, a little bit. We'll see how things go over the next couple of months and see if we can start relaxing some of those rules, because I like meeting new people, but we have such a sour taste in our mouth from people acting a fool on these channels that it makes it difficult. So we try, the horizontal is 20 minutes. The vertical is 5 days. And it's just because we don't have a lot of, mods to spread out between two channels. So I've got to make it a little more uncomfortable on the side. We're not really monitoring that well. So if you guys are wanting to know why we have it designed that way, that's why. We're not trying to punish people that are on the vertical chat. It's just that I don't want you guys being hit with a whole bunch of trolls, because trolls do what trolls do. I don't know why they do that. I've never understood what is behind how they get off on being just nasty to people, but I've quit trying to understand the mentally insane. So that's just the way I'm just going to leave it, okay? I'm just, I can't, too much. All right, guys, this is going to be very quick because I know many of you, like me, are very interested in what the mob crew has going on tonight at 8 o'clock. So I figured I'd go ahead, get in here, talk about some things. Many of you guys know I have been plugging all of these interviews into AI. I have it's not ChatGPT, it's not Google, it's not Grok, but it is another AI program that I'm paying for the pro membership for. And it's a little more thorough in this one. It's a little bit different. I didn't really care for ChatGPT. I tried to do this once before, and it just got really confused. So I'm over here, and this one has been working really, really well. I just plugged in, and it really gave us it. I think it hit a home run yesterday. Last night, it hit a home run. I mean, as far as Smiley Stories World interview, well, tonight we've additionally plugged in the Web Sleuth interview. Holy crap! If you guys have not watched the Web Sleuth interview, we might do it. We're going to be going over all of these interviews, but most of you guys have already seen these interviews so many times, you guys can almost speak verbatim what's going to come next. So I just didn't want to, clog the show with a whole bunch of stuff you've already seen. I wanted to have real good, talking points and conversations with each of you about what all this stuff means. And it's really breaking it down just so beautifully when we're talking about it. So I'm just going to stop real quick. I'm going to say hi to the people that are in chat, and then we're going to get right into it. So tonight's going to be a call-in show. And the reason why we're doing a call-in show is because I've been plugging in information into the system. I've been asking it the questions I want to ask. And I thought it'd be very interesting if you guys want to ask the questions as well. And so I didn't want to be stingy. I've got the system all to myself, literally 23 hours a day. So this is going to be your chance to really ask the system. We're plugging it in. As of today, we have 10 interviews plugged into the system as of today. 10 interviews. That is huge, folks. That is huge. Let me make sure I got all these things perfect. I do. I wanted to make sure that we weren't running like 4 channels like I didn't know we were running like 4 channels, but behind the scenes, it gives me a preview. And even though you guys can't hear it, it's just running. And so I always try to pause it. So in the vertical chat, I just want to say hi to all you beautiful people. Sandy, April Rain, it's nice to see you. Sharon, oh, Blue Wolf, it's nice to see you. It's been a while, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Who else do we have? Reba, it's nice to see you, Love Bug. Pebbles is over there. Oh, Brown Chicken. How you doing? Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love it when he calls me Dollface. I do. I don't know why. Why do I like it? I don't know. It's just not, it's sweet. It's just nice. I don't know. Shut up. Reba, it's nice to see you, Sharon. It's nice to see you. Tammy, Peggy, Kathy. Hello, love bugs. I hope you're doing well. Okay, now we're going to be over in the horizontal chat. It's nice to see all you guys here. Eeyore, the first in chat. Love it. Melanie, you got to run for your money today. Let them 66. It's nice to see you. Denise, I hope you're doing well this evening. Whispering Winds, big hugs and loves. Vicky, it's nice to see you. Angela, it's nice to see you. Hello. True Crime Junkie, Daffy Dog, Donna, Pat, Oma. Oh, Oma, it's nice to see you, love. Kentucky Live, hey. I hope you're doing well. Who else do we have? The Real Me Too. The Givers and Takers, Daffy Dog, Whispering Winds. I think I said hi. Amber, it's nice to see you, love bug. Tammy, I think I said hi to you. Oh, SJ, it's nice to see you, love. Catherine, hello. Little Orange Man. Oh, JH, aloha. Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. I feel like I said hi to you, but I'm not sure. Diana, it's nice to see you. Hello. Big shout out. I forgot to say, Mama 9.5. Thanks for dinner last night. I appreciate it. It was delish. I forgot to say it because I forgot because this morning was just freaking nuts. Unicorn, it's nice to see you today. Today was one of those days where you guys almost see me break the computer in real time. I'm just joking, but I was ready to hit my head against a hard surface, and that's no lie. Joyful, it's nice to see you. Lisa B. Always. Frank, it's nice to see you. Pebbles, hey. I think we got, oh, no, we didn't. Talk to Angels. I see some, I went down too far. Talk to Angels. Deanna, did I miss anybody? Diverse, it's nice to see you. Jackie, I see you. Angela, I think I said hi. PK, Picknib. Hopefully I said that right. Emma, I did miss a few people. I think I got you all. If I didn't, I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Oh, thank you, James. James is up in the chat. It's nice to see you. Thank you for the owls. It's nice to see you. Thank you. All right, guys. So we're gonna be trying to get this done as quickly as possible, but we're not gonna rush it. The reason why is because I know that the mob crew is coming up, and it looks like he's got a very interesting show. I won't lie. And so I'm kind of running out of time today. I needed to stick this in if we were going to do this live show. This is where I could stick you in, and I'm still behind schedule because I still have an entire video I have to edit for Facebook because I've got a meeting tomorrow, and the people in Manatee County need to know what's going on tomorrow at tomorrow's meeting. So I've got almost a 20-minute video, which is going to take me another 2 hours tonight to edit just to get up on Facebook. So I'm already running out of time, but that's okay. Please don't forget, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., folks, 6 a.m., 2-hour live, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm going to roll through as much as I can in that 2 hours to get you guys up to snuff and on your way to work. If you're not up that early, that's fine. If you're on the replay crew, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people on the replay crew with you because it's so ridiculously early. I mean, I'm going to be getting up at 4 a.m. So in California, it's like 1 a.m. when I'm waking up. Okay. Oh, hey, Serenity. It's nice to see you, love bug. Talk to Angel. Sharon, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're talking about the Sebastian case. I kind of gave you guys an update on where we are. We all know that you guys have a position that he either made it home or he didn't make it home. But I think we all have a consensus that his mom and stepdad are involved somehow. Whether he made it home or not. So we'll just use that as kind of the platform and where we can unite. But one of the reasons why we're doing this project with the interviews is because there's been so incredibly a lot of people's opinions of this stuff. And is it nitpicky? Is it splitting hairs? Or is it really something concrete? And I think that's kind of where we're going with all of this and why I felt it's so essential to put these interviews in. And I'm going to keep going until the system won't work anymore for me, because I want to try to understand what happened. And if there's any possibility that this can help locate or at least derive some leads, somebody coming across this, maybe we're talking about something that jogs a memory, jogs something that may have been out of place, jogs something that, they weren't thinking at that time. That's really what I'd really like to do. Will it happen? I don't know. I feel like we have been effective in the past, and I believe that we will be effective in the future. How effective are we on this case? This case has cost this channel a lot. It cost me my freedom as well. It cost us a lot of money, cost us a lot of time, it cost us a lot of anxiety. That's just the stuff that was kind of like a side effect of taking the case. One of the other problems that we have immediately is how attached we become when we start learning about the victim. We learn so much about the victim in such a short amount of time. We almost feel like we know these people, even though we don't. These people are strangers to us, and we fight like hell to find answers for them. So the two interviews that we've plugged into the system is the Fox and Friends 328 and Web Sleuths of April 27th, almost a month later. Now, there was a lot of Seth interviews in there, and we're going to start incorporating some of those Seth interviews because we need to have some contrast that the system can reflect upon with the other side of the story. So what I did find out before we open up the phone lines is the Fox and Friends of 328 is a safe, soft rehash. Katie is solo, she's controlled, and it's mainstream media. Now, Web Sleuths, on the other hand, is a train wreck. Chris snaps, loses control, and the PIs hired by Seth drop bombs that contradict prior claims. Now, 10 total interviews, 3 major new red flags emerge, plus leakage on construction, concealment, and family fracture. So a quick comparison summary is the Fox and Friends. Katie is solo. It's approximately, or at least the aired piece was approximately 4 minutes. No new contradicting or red flags. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. We're missing our son. You know, if you can help, please help, blah, blah, blah. Normal run-of-the-mill stuff. Repeats the timeline, barefoot, no runner history, defends leaving home due to harassment, YouTubers disturbing neighbors. Now, mind you, during this interview, 327, this channel had only been involved from this side of the screen. Now, we hadn't gone there. We hadn't planned on going there. My car was broke down. We were just getting started on this case. I don't even think we barely scratched the surface. So any of the harassment that they are talking about in here, they could never, ever, ever state that this channel had any part in that because we didn't know them at this time. And as a matter of fact, we didn't start breaking things down until 320. This is a week before all of this is going on. And by this time, they were already in the process of leaving the house. I think we were here. We didn't know what was going on, but they left. So it's a little bit of problematic. And this ad sets, this adds a trauma theory dismissed, insists that all shoes, hers, Chris, and Sebastian's, were accounted for. The tone is polished, pleading for tips. No pushback, no new cracks. So everything related to this Fox and Friends seems to be pretty straightforward. However, then we get over to Web Sleuths and the PIs, Chloe and Heather for Seth first. And then Chris, if you guys remember, couldn't contain himself and insist on coming on panel. And then, of course, Seth calls in. Chris has a meltdown. He's angry, accusatory, and very defensive. There are 3 new contradictions. PIs directly challenge prior claims, and they're related to Chris's alibi in the CPS minimization. Hey, Leslie, it's nice to see you. Dina, good evening. I just hoping you were her because we can't chat on the channel where we used to since he passed away. That's all. Didn't mean anything by it. Oh, what are you talking about? Who passed away? Are you talking about, let's see here. I don't know which one you're talking about. Yeah, but if there's somebody that I speak about on here, I'm fine with it. If it's just a hate channel, I just don't like plugging them. That's all. So, but anyways, let's get back to this. So, anyways, we learned that there are 3, new contradictions with this Web Sleuths. And again, this may not be stuff that you guys picked up on. It may be stuff that you guys did pick up on. But the tone of this interview, as we all know it, was very, very chaotic. Although the PIs try to be polite and professional, Chris was very hostile. And this was the biggest meltdown in the case thus far. He had a complete and utter meltdown. Hey, Vicky, it's nice to see ya. I hope you're doing well. The real me too. It's nice to see you as well. Be Betty fan. Little Orange Man, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. So what we learned is Chris's alibi gets new holes. Interesting. So PI state Chris was seen at his job at 5:15 on the 26th, 45 minutes pre-discovery. So truck at RV after 8 p.m. Sunday. No mention of phone pings or employer verification. Contradicts Nancy Grace's because of the 45 minutes to the job, and it's not. It's only 20-something minutes away. PIs note police dodge questions about timeline and alibis. Escapes opportunity scrutiny. So he's being very defensive and trying to minimize these things. And I can tell you he was not on the job at 5:15. I don't know where the PIs confirm that. But I was out there, and so was Silvers on the scene, and we spoke to people out there. And I can tell you there are people there at 5:15, but they're the ground crew. They're the crew that's inside the building doing electrical and plumbing and drywall and all that other stuff. It is not the people operating cranes and other heavy machinery outside of the building. Those jobs are not moving around at that time of morning unless it's like a one of those things to move supplies from one side of the building to the other. I mean, but no major heavy equipment like cranes and stuff like that are being moved. And we were told that they don't get there. These are all different subcontractors. You got an electrical subcontractor, a painting subcontractor, drywall, plumbing subcontractor, whatever the case may be. Well, those people are all there, but the crane operators are from a different outfit, and they're under a different time clock. So they don't get there until about 6:30. They don't get into the cranes until close to 7. They start crawling up the towers anywhere between 6:45 and 7 a.m. To start working the cranes. So that's what I learned while I was there. And then come to find out, Silver's on the scene, I think, followed behind me, I want to say like a month or two. And he actually got a little further and spoke to a specific supervisor on there and acquired the same information. So it was not just corroborated by me, it was also corroborated by Silver's on the scene. And you're more than welcome to verify that information. And if I do have that wrong, please send that to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, just so we make sure we have accurate information. So the other major red flag, remember we just heard that there's 3 in this, is the CPS minimization called out. And again, this is on the web sleuths, and the PIs confirm multiple CPS calls exist. Chris admitted to plural on Nancy Grace. PI says Chris is lying on what he had said. Nancy, no CPS calls. PIs note prior turmoil, Chris not wanting Sebastian near daughter, direct family PI challenge to household narrative, and then police stonewalling. PIs reveal that no missing person report released to Seth, despite requests. House searched 12 plus times, heat cams, but no luminol confirmed. PIs get ongoing criminal investigation email blocking records. New police refusing Seth's basic access, fueling cover-up theories. So, they're believing that there is a cover-up going on. So the new information revealed is the minor in Fox and Friends, Katie, all adult shoes. She makes a statement. Ooh, this picks up something new. Katie states all adult shoes accounted for too, not just Sebastian's. So that's the first time we heard that in an interview. So that's interesting. So addresses Seth's barefoot theory directly about the ant trauma. Leaving home frames as neighbors upset by YouTubers, not just threats. Major ads is through the web sleuths, and that's the Texas Roadhouse Sunday night confirmed the last public sighting, not BJ's or the bowling alley. PIs mapped Ring doorbell cameras from dispatch logs. 11 minutes of chaos, many cameras, but police say no Sebastian footage. Chris approached Seth at the vigil to reconcile. Seth denies wanting unity initially. Seth's petition for FBI takeover. PIs bring a QCU search, which is ATV drone diver type of search. And vetted sources claim Chris planned to leave Katie pre-disappearance. Not new, but now on the record. Ooh. It is officially on the record that the sources claim Chris planned to leave Katie. That was a big one for us, folks. That one was a huge one for us, folks, because I kept saying, Katie was under a lot of pressure. And I think she snapped. And look at this. Finally, on the record, we have it on the record, and it's through web sleuths, that he planned on leaving Katie. He planned on leaving Katie. They were not doing well, like I said. I heard that they were already talking about dividing assets. And he was basically going to give her the house and basically told her, you're never going to be able to afford this on your own. I still think they're splitting apart. And that's probably why they're not in the house. They know they can't sell the house. They have everybody and their mother coming to look at that house instead of them just being able to rent it out. Are they still together? I don't know. I mean, think about it. The last few times Chris was on the record, which doesn't mean anything. He's been on the record without Katie around, but he's been over at those disgusting animals' house, several times. What do we call her? Like, no, that's not Shamu. What do we call her? Oh, Chlamydia. Chlamydia, right? And he's been over at her house, and then we also heard her for the first time do an interview without Chris at all. And that's through that white trash lady that thinks it's cool to hang out with, parents that like to injure their kids. That Dutchy lady. What a pig. What a pig that lady is. And so we've got that. So I don't know. Maybe they're not together. We haven't seen them together at all. Like we don't see them out together. We don't see, once upon a time, people were dropping, photos of them being out together here or there or everywhere. And I haven't seen or heard that. Now, I haven't been on Facebook in a while specifically searching for that or anything, but I haven't seen it. And most people, if they catch something on social media, send, emails it to me just to show me. And I haven't seen anything in my email either. So who knows? They might not be together. They might be fully separated, and that might be why they're renting out the houses, because neither Chris nor Katie can afford the payments or want the full toll of the house. Maybe they got it rented out and are just getting the, mortgage covered at this point. I don't know. Like I told you, I felt bankruptcy in their future before we even knew whether Sebastian was going to be coming home or not, And that was, I think, pre-arrest as well. And I remember a Gaping Lake was like, "Did you hear her? Did you hear what she said?" Betty at night posted the house went up for sale yesterday, but the post is now down. Well, maybe it didn't go up for sale. Oh, interesting. Somebody might be trolling at night. Who knows? Who knows? But I thought that was interesting, is that that we have vetted sources that claim Chris planned to leave Katie. PI's low on runaway groomed theory, high on house construction site focus. Interesting. So I also asked it if there was leakage across the 10 interviews. So it seems like we might have some leakage. How extent? Oh, it looks like there might be some leakage in like 3 main areas, and it's the concrete. Oh, thank you, Blue Wolf. Thank you, because I'm a love machine. Ow! Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the insane asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. So 3 major leakages that they're stating, and it's the concrete construction disposal knowledge, folks. That is really getting this system. I have to be honest with you. I dismissed it. Chris repeatedly volunteers exact specs on burying in concrete, 12 inches thick, smooth before it dries. Average driveway, 4 inches. Dismisses theories as funny due to logistics. Construction guy over-explaining concealment when nobody asked. Wow! Oh my gosh! Did you guys hear that? Construction guy over-explaining concealment when nobody asked. He might be in concrete, folks. He might be in concrete. Overconfident police clearance language. We know that it's had a problem with that. Olivia, Smiley's, Nancy, and Fox and Friends. They keep saying vetted and cleared. No foul play. LE told me I didn't need a poly. Rare for LE to say that early. Sounds scripted. Web sleuths PI contradict that. Nobody's cleared. Police dodge alibis. And then The third one that they're classifying as leakage is the dog hit morphed into nothing. So Olivia and Smiley, small pond trail. In Nancy, they soften the scent versus the cadaver. In Web Sleuth, cadaver dogs used in area, but no house hits. And it says from dogs prove walk-off to cadaver dogs haven't hit house anything solid. Propping, then quietly withdrawing a key narrative pillar. I don't know what that is. Propping, then quietly withdrawing a key narrative pillar that he walked off. That's a key narrative pillar. So by them having the cadaver dogs, and the dogs did not prove he walked off, and then they brought the cadaver dogs in. That's what I'm getting out of it. Oh, hey, Love Lakers. It's nice to see you. What if his closer than it's possible he's closer than everybody thinks, because typically, if you look at the history, I mean, outside of a few outliers, things will be existing in that area, that general area within 10 miles. So statistically, taking into a lot of accounts, he should be within 10 miles of that property. But because it's kind of a mixed residential versus rural out there, that could expand to 20 miles or 20 to 50 miles, But what we have is part of the family that commutes a distance. So it really could be within that 3.5 hour drive. And that's the problem I have, is that Christopher Proudfoot disappeared. And it doesn't matter when he disappeared. It doesn't matter if it was at the beginning of this case or even, around the 14th of March. It doesn't matter. The problem is that Chris Proudfoot left that home and disappeared for over 20 hours without any tail. The arc is clear. Earlier polish, mid-contradictions, and then late meltdown. So in the Fox and Friends is safe. Mom pleads is a mom pleads hit. And then you get the Web Sleuth is a breaking point. PI, Seth's team openly call out lies. Chris raging. Leakage suggested insider knowledge of disposal and police. It says COMMS, and I think it means commands and protocol. I think that's what it means for protocol. LE would see this as escalating deception under pressure. So that's kind of where I stopped on this, and I want to open up the phones up. I don't want to take up too much time, like I said, because we do have a time crunch. We are trying to get get done in time that we can have or be over at the Mob Crew. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to let you know, if you don't know who this William DeFore is, this is a mentally deranged 20-something that has a tendency of mischievous type of things, breaking and entering, breaking windows, damaging. I think he just likes hearing things break, I would presume. I'm not sure. But the difference is this guy was involved with the VP. So he ended up making it past Secret Service, which, again, is pretty concerning. Thank God he wasn't like ISIS or, something like that. It was just a mentally ill kid. But either way, he's now behind bars. He's charged with vandalism, felony charged vandalism. He went up to J.D. Vance's home. Thank God our VP was not there with his family. But he's got some damage to a few of his outer windows of his home. And still, again, blowing my mind how we can have anybody get that close to the VP of the United States home. It's just a little unnerving, to say the least, just a little unnerving to say the least. So Let me go ahead and pull this off here. Make sure my other channel is off. Is it behind the scenes is on? Okay, perfect. So we do have a call-in show. The number, if you are on, oh, let me take you off over here too. There you go. So we don't have the number showing up on our vertical stream, so I will give it to you if you would like to call in. The number is 724-252-8070. Again, 724-252-8070. We're going to continue to talk about Sebastian Rogers' case. If you guys would like to call in and ask the system some questions, I'm happy to ask the questions to the system. You need to let me know if you want me to, if we're going outside of the perimeters or if we're going to be staying on all 10 of the interviews that I've uploaded so far. I think it has been a very, very interesting program. And I'm going to go ahead and get the next exhibit geared up. And we will be discussing that while you guys call in. So we're going to be going over the polygraph lie, the alibi holes, and CPS call out makes a killer trio. And I'm hoping that my thing is working here. It should work. I think it should work. So yeah, it looks like everything is in good use. So we'll just keep waiting until somebody gets here, and while my system is thinking. So I will try to figure all of this out. Oh yeah, and lastly, I want to show you guys this. We never had time to go over this yesterday. And it's hard because, as you can see, the print is pretty small. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the print is pretty stinking small. So you're going to have to bear with me. So this came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 issues or topics that it thought maybe some things differed from one theory to another. And this was the 8 interviews: Duchess, WSMV, Fox 17, Duchess 2, Olivia Smiley, Terry Lynn, and Nancy Grace. Those are all here. It didn't give me like the cause and effect, but that's okay. That's okay. So what is this? A killer trio script? I don't want a script. No, I don't want this. So where would Sebastian be found if Chris is talking construction and or concrete? And it gives us, oh, wait a minute. And it gives us, think about it. It gives us another, we haven't gotten there yet. Remember the bulldozer comment? The bulldozer comment, folks? Do you guys remember that? Oh, I wonder if this means more. Oh, thank you. This is the first time seeing this. Thank you. AI program to compare and contrast the private statements. Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing. And I got to tell you, I love it. I really do love it. I mean, it's just, it's easy to understand. It cuts the time in literally half of what it would take to go through all of this. And in all fairness, you know, by the time we were at Nancy Grace, I have to be honest with you, when we were talking about this stuff yesterday, you guys were kind of hitting it out of the park. If you guys recall at all, you guys had already hit on a lot of the stuff, and we had already talked about a lot of the stuff that has been on there. But you know what? You guys were worried about the concrete and the stuff about the construction, and I didn't pay, I blew it off, you know, as overreacting. And even the system is picking it up, and I kind of kick myself for not taking this into consideration. You know, that This kid, I still don't believe he will ever be found. No one. I know, Tracy. It's so. It is incredibly frustrating. And one of the reasons why we're doing the event we're doing, if you guys don't realize, we're doing an event in Sumner County, in front of Sumner County Sheriff's Department. We're doing it for the full week leading up to the 2-year milestone of Sebastian's disappearance. So I will be in town from February 23rd to February 27th before I head to Kentucky. And we're going to be there, but it's going to be on the 26th. We're going to have a huge event for Sebastian. I want signs. I want honk for Sebastian. I want this whole community to know that we have not forgotten about Sebastian. I love the people in that community, and I know people hear me say things, and I get a little frustrated and rough around the edges. I just want people to act. I want to see it. You know, I don't want not to feel it or see it. I just want people to jump into action for this young boy, because we would jump into action if it was your young boy or your young girl, right? And we would be fighting right there beside you like we are for Seth, but we would also be expecting the community to do their part as well. And I feel like this community started out doing their part, but then for whatever reason, they got distracted, they got intimidated, and sometimes we need to rise above that intimidation. You guys have watched me walk through fire on this case. You have watched me have my life torn apart because I wanted to help a father find his son. And that is not okay. And if that's happening to me when I didn't break a damn law, these are the same investigators that are working for Sebastian. Okay, we have to remember that. So I'm worried about this case just on that respect alone. You know, just on that respect alone. So where do we go from here with the Sebastian Rogers case? There's not a whole lot of wiggle room here, because we know most likely what happened. We know who the key players are. We know that this child has not been found. We're starting to realize that I thought this child was in water, but might be encased in concrete. So guys, it's going to ask again, because I've always thought the water, my cousin even said, if they're Navy, water. What if he is encased in concrete and dropped in water, right? Because that was one of the things I noticed in Tennessee. There are a lot of bridges that go over deep water and deep waterways. Without you even having to have a boat, you just pull up to a bridge and nobody's walking on it. And I was also thinking, you know, like when I was coming back from Arizona, hold this thought just for a second. Let me get. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Tammy Crimes.
Hey, Tammy. How are you doing, love bug?
I'm living in Megan until we get to y'all. No.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to ask, because I keep on wanting this, because I've had people missing. I searched for other people. Ask them, is it normal to go out and search somewhere else? Isn't it normal to search around the yard, the house? Okay,
so
near the house?
Just ask me the specific. Is it normal to search so far away? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, instead of around, like, they would be the yard right
from
near,
where the child
around the house.
Disappeared. Okay, from where the child disappeared. Appeared. I would say no, but let's see what it says. It says... No, searching a landfill 70 miles away is not normal for a missing person case. Standard protocol is hyper-local, first within the first 5 miles, expanding only with specific evidence. The Kentucky landfill search for Sebastian was an outlier driven by a trash route tip, not distant norms. And they state that according to standard law enforcement search protocol, phase 1 is a hasty search, and it's 0 to a quarter miles. The first 1 in 12 hours, 25 to 50% are found within this 1 and a quarter mile. And then phase 2 is a quarter mile to a mile, and kids with autism, 75% of them are found within 600 meters in this quarter mile to a mile. This is very interesting stuff, by the way. Phase
Yeah.
3 expands out 1 to 5 miles and includes trails, water, and linear features. This is for somebody that's been missing, more than 2 days. Foot travel about 2 to 3 miles an hour, 6 to 12 miles theoretical max. They drain ponds, woods, normal for autistic child. So this is kind of the area that they went. And then they have a phase 4, which is vehicle disposal. This is trash routes, landfills, only with specific evidence, such as trash Monday morning. The Kentucky landfill 70 miles searched March 2024 as a precautionary after heavy tips, not normal distance without tips. Nothing was found according to them. So it's saying, no, this is not normal. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I was thinking like a parent. When I first go looking for my child, I'm looking in the yard, around the house, and crawl spaces, in the garage. Anyway, I wouldn't jump in my car and run somewhere else to go look.
Right.
I would look in the house, everywhere in the house, and it takes more than a minute to work for your job.
Maybe that needs to be the next question. Is it normal for a mother to get into her car and search the neighborhood and school So I wrote, is it normal for a mother to get into her car and search the neighborhood and school before calling police 30 minutes later? And it says, no, it's not normal for a parents to drive around searching the neighborhood and school parking lot before calling police, especially with a 15-year-old autistic child missing. Protocol demands 911 immediately after a quick 2 to 5 minute house yard search. No extended solo vehicle searches. Katie's 20 to 30 minute solo drive before the 911 call is a massive red flag. So they say,
thank you, because that's really been bothering me. And I'm like, I'd be searching.
Yeah, it's saying it's a massive red flag, and it's saying NCMEC, which is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, their standard protocol is immediate check at the house and yard scan, bedroom, bathroom, common hideaways, calling the name, maybe 2 to 5 minutes. Katie took a second walk through the house 3 minutes before calling Chris. Normal normal so far. But called 911, reported immediately to LE. No waiting period for children to enter NCIC. It says within 5 to 10 minutes of discovery is when, they would be calling 911. Red flags is Katie called Chris first, then drives the neighborhood in high school, waits 20 to 30 minutes before they call 911 around 6:33. And coordinate with law enforcement. Law enforcement takes reports, assigns case, coordinates neighborhood canvasses. Parents stay put. And Chris and Katie's three-way call to SCSO, not 911. LE arrived after drive, abnormal delay. So they're saying all of this is abnormal, and it gives a little bit more information here. This is what it says. It says why Katie's actions are abnormal. Risk. Solo searches contaminate scenes, destroys evidence, tire tracks, footprints, misses LE coordination. Child could be hurt nearby. Child factors, autistic teen, either nonverbal tendencies, no shoes, phone, immediate danger. Call 911 immediately. No delays, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Stats say 93% of kids found within the first 3 hours if reported fast. So delays equal lower odds. Sebastian specific as he was discovered missing at 6 a.m. Drives neighborhood high school lot. 911 SCSO at 6:33, which is 20 to 30 minutes after the child is missing. PI's note dispatch chaos starts at 6:30. LE View parents delay 911 to search top deception indicator. That this search is one of the most top. So that is interesting. According to this program, folks, understand what it's saying. This program is saying that the top deception indicator is when parents go to search. Contaminates.
Well, I thank you so much for that answer because it's really been bothering me.
Yes.
And that is a good program. And I won't take much of your time. I just want to say I love you, Betty. I love your group.
Aww.
And I was so glad to hear your voice.
That was a great question, Tammy. I mean, that really was a great question. And that's where this program works. And it was able to search all of those interviews. It didn't really have to go out to outside sources. So very, very good. All right, Tammy. Well, somebody else is calling in, so let me grab that.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
babe.
why I wanted to hurry up. And I just wanted to thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, love. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
It is mother of 9.
Oh, thank you. By the way, thank you. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I just had a question about Sebastian. Do you know if they ever brought his stuff when they left the house with them? In that trailer?
Who are we referring to?
When Katie and Chris left in the camper, did they bring anything for Sebastian with them? So if they found him, maybe they'd have something? Shoes?
Well, I can speak outside of the system and tell you what I know to be true. And that is when they left, they threw a blanket and some canned food or something in a package that didn't go bad outside of the house for Sebastian when they left.
Okay.
I felt
and
like
also,
when we heard what they did, I lost my stuff on live saying she acted like he was a dog. They threw a blanket out there and some canned food.
Yeah, they put tuna out, I heard. But I just wondered if they brought anything with them. And do you know if anybody ever checked if his name was changed at the courthouse? Because then they could relocate him without anybody.
Is there any possibility of Sebastian having a name change? Let's see what it says. It's thinking. That's an interesting question.
Well, when you go underground, that's the first thing they do is change your name.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Extremely unlikely for Sebastian to have a legal name change. Nearly zero possibility given his minor status. Amber Alert, FBI involvement in custody complication. No evidence or credible theories supported. FBI September 2025 update debunks fringe ideas without mentioning name change. So yeah, so I don't think, but it does say why a name change is almost impossible. They say is because of his status. Was 15 and now 17, requires, court approval. I mean, it's not just you'd have to go to court and have yeah. So I don't think that's going to be a possibility.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for everything. Hugs and kisses, love.
Okay, I will when I see him. Thank you.
Okay, and do you have any other questions before you go? I can plug in if you have any.
No, let somebody else.
All right, love. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Uh-huh,
Bye-bye.
Bye. Aww. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Batgirl with 2 T's from Oklahoma.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. What questions do you have?
I am wondering about the friend Lori. I don't know why, but that is just like something that I feel like is not been, they kind of steer away from that. And like, when was she there? When was she not there? Like, like when they're given their statements, there's no mention of her ever. Like, when was that? Do you know?
I don't know. Let's see. Close to... Let's see what this is. This is what I wrote. Katie's friend Lori visited close to when Sebastian disappeared. Do you find anything about when she was at the home?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's looking through the interviews right now, and it doesn't seem to say. You keep that question. And here's why I'm going to say keep that question, because we're still not done plugging in all of the interviews, and I know Lori is brought up somewhere. So
Yeah.
we need to wait until that is populated, and then we can start looking at it, because there's been so many interviews. And
Yeah.
we've only had 10 uploaded out of all the interviews.
Right.
So I think that we might be able to answer that, but may not right now. But here's what it says so far. It says no confirmed evidence exists of Katie Proudfoot's friend Lori visiting the home close to Sebastian Rogers' disappearance on February 25th, 26th. Extensive searches of transcripts, timelines, interviews, and sleuth discussion yield zero mentions of Lori at the residence during this crucial window. Katie accounts across Nancy, Duchess, and the other details Sunday breakfast, the family, the trash, the chores, the bedtime, the noise, and then her going to bed and being on the phone with Chris, but no Lori reference. So out of 10 interviews, Lori was never referenced. I know it wasn't referenced in an interview per se, but I know it was discussed with somebody and confirmed that she was there. So we know it. We just haven't gotten to it yet. And it also says, lastly, there's 2 more paragraphs here, and it says, sleuth chatter, Reddit, Facebook speculate on Katie's friend, family generally, in the the Reddit / Sebastian Rogers on tracking contacts, but no specifics on Lori visiting the home pre or post disappearance. TikTok and Facebook claim Katie alleged friend revealed details waiting for Chris's arrest, but these are unverified rumors without visiting the timeline. No Ellie confirmed. And lastly, this is the last paragraph. It says, fringe theory, BF nearby, third party circulating, but FBI TBI September 2025 debunks the video light green hoodie, no friend involvement noted. So that's what we've got so far.
Okay. And I'm not even saying that, I'm not even questioning if maybe she's her involvement. What bothers me is the timeline, when she's talking about all the things that were going on. I'm like, well, I've heard, and it may be misinformation. Maybe she wasn't.
Well,
I don't know.
I think what's caught everybody off guard is the fact that this best friend happened to be, they had been distant from each other for a really long time, and she just happens to be that close to Katie at that specific time when everything, when all this goes. I think that's always been what's bothered people about the Lori situation, because from my understanding, she doesn't live in Tennessee, and she was very close by.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of where I was just kind of curious, trying to get more, see if there's any more concrete evidence out there, just to see if there was any link there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think there might be, and I think that's why I told you keep that question, because you're going to know when it's the time to bring it forward, and then we'll have to ask the question again. When we start getting into the point where we're learning about this friend, or we start hearing conversations about her visiting, that's when we need to bring that up, and then we'll get that more clarification. And that goes for everybody. If I tell you guys to bring that up later, when you guys know the right time to bring it up, bring those questions back up so we can plug it into the system when it didn't have an answer for us before.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for everything that you're doing for all of the missing kids. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Betty.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we're going to be doing more, as like I said, we've been covering this case for 2 years. So a lot of you that have met me on this case didn't see me or know me too much prior to this, but we're usually not in the office. One of the
Right.
one of the great things that we do is go boots on the ground, and we just have been, under this the thumb of these court hearings. So once those are done, we do a trip a month. Okay, most of you
Oh,
guys don't know that about this channel because you've been with me for 2 years and you've only seen me sit here, but we do a trip a month. So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I come across you. I come across you on the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito case, and then, but I didn't catch that live. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
was just kind of like watching back,
Yeah.
and then that's when I came to your channel and started watching. And I'm always watching. I may not be able to catch it live, but I'm always watching. I always watch it back on replay, but I try to catch it live.
Yeah, we're a very loud bunch, and when I get pissed off or somebody's lying and we got kids missing, it gets a little saucy out there. But that's just
I love it.
yeah,
I love it. I
that's
love
just
it.
how we roll.
Hey, you know what? If people leave our kids alone, we wouldn't have mama bears out here acting like that.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that's absolutely right. And I know it's pisses officers off. I don't care.
That's right.
I don't care. If I have rights to do it, I'm going to do it. If I want to do it and I have the right to do it, I'm going to do it.
That's
So,
right. That's what I love about you, Betty. Thank you.
Yep. I take care. God bless.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So this has been very enlightening. I like this, but there are some things that we need to remember to bring up later. And I think Lori's going to be one of those ones that we're going to need to bring up because I know she's talked about, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't think we have the stuff when she started getting talked about. We didn't realize because if I remember correctly, we didn't realize Lori was there until after the fact. So even all the people that were boots on the ground and stuff like that, if I recall correctly, the revelation of Lori being there. Oh, wait a minute. Lori gave an interview. I think that's when we realized that Lori was there. We need to find that Lori interview. If anybody knows where that was. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Lisa B. Always, and I'm calling from
Lisa.
Nebraska.
Hey.
Hey, lady.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm just calling because I want to know if your AI program thinks that Katie's animosity towards Seth is at the root of Sebastian's disappearance.
Let's see. It's pulling outside. It says, no, Katie Proudfoot's animosity toward ex-husband Seth is not the root of Sebastian's disappearance. Public friction exists, but LE FBI September 20 clears all. I don't think it clears all parents of foul play. It's saying it clears, so we're going to have to clarify that in the system. So it's not going to give me a direct answer until I find the information to fix that. But it says custody history is joint legal physical. The summer of 2024 switched to Seth planned unwanted by Katie per interview. Past protective orders between Katie and Seth. CPS probe. Teachers report belt discipline claims by Chris. So documented friction, but it's not specifically. I don't think it has enough information to say whether the friction between Katie and Seth is. I can tell you, Seth has personally told me that he knows Katie hates him. He just prays that Katie doesn't hate him enough to hurt his son.
Well, I think we all know the answer to that because no father asks for proof of life when they don't believe their ex-wife is not capable of hurting their child.
No, that's true. That is true. But I think anybody. Well, he didn't ask for that proof of life until, if I recall, a week later after everything. I think then he was starting to think, what if? Because at this point there were so many people saying something ain't right with the mom and stepdad. But I don't think he asked for that right away, if I recall correctly. But I could be wrong because it's been so long ago. I can't remember. Maybe we should go back. Let me write that down. So When was proof of life requested? Okay. And what other questions do you have that I might be able to actually get answered? Because that's going to be
I guess what is the likelihood that Kathy Bowersox was at Warsham's the morning of the 26th?
Okay, what is the likelihood?
I was just waiting for the web sleuth interview to be included so that question could be asked.
Yeah, that web sleuth, I mean, even the system, like, this is the biggest meltdown so far. I can't put that, it bolded that on this side of it. I'm like, oh. See if I got the parameters set. That was a hard one. So, what is the likelihood of Kathy Bowersox, Chris's mom, being at the Warsham's General Store about 30 minutes before Sebastian was reported missing? And so it's looking outside. It says 0 verified evidence confirms that Kathy Bowersox, Chris's mom, was at Warsham's. So it hasn't gotten that part yet. I don't think that has been brought up. We have to plug in some information for that. And I don't even know if that's on an interview.
Well, I believe it was on the web sleuth interview because it was something where one of the PIs was saying, I've had people come to me.
Yeah.
And it was between Chris and Seth, and Chris was saying, you know where my parents were the night, on Sunday night.
Let's see what this says. Kathy Bowersox statements on Warsham's General Store. Let me see if it's in here. If it's in there, we're going to have to find it. Let me see. Let me write here and say, please refer to web sleuth. Let's see. They said, please refer to the web sleuth's interview. I believe PI addressed Kathy being at the general store. No verified sleuth on the PI that Kathy was at the Worsham store. So we're probably going to have to go find that. I'll have to do a search on the transcript potentially to see if I can find that or some type of reference so I can get it to them. It says pre-report store. So we do have a pre-report store presence, but it's saying that it was found on YouTube and it's addressing it 15 minutes before. And it says it's just a rumor. There's no camera or LE proof of that. Kathy's denied it. Alleged Facebook response says no. Unverified screenshot. So it is picking up some screenshots. And it says at 10:30 a.m. house arrival. Kathy's statement per sleuths. Consistent with vacation and LE cleared. I'm not sure what that means, but I think that was referring to the first time that they left to go on the trip to Alaska, potentially.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's just a little too much information needed.
Yeah, I don't think it's gotten to that spot where it has a solid or definitive answer yet. So you might want to hold that question, write it down somewhere, and we'll plug in some more interviews, and we'll try to plug that question in again at a later date and see if we can get any pay dirt on that. Just like the Lori thing, it might just be too soon because I've only got 10 of the interviews involved or entered in.
Well, and maybe some of the interviews that Seth did, because they have information.
Oh, you know what? That might very well be what it is. You're right, Lisa B. Always. I forgot about that, but I have not put in any of Seth's interviews, and you're right, that might clarify some of these things. So maybe I'll work on that one too, and start putting some of Seth's interviews in as well.
Yeah, I'm just thinking there's a lot of information in those things that Katie said or things that Chris said.
And we need,
like, what if this goes
Seth.
south?
Yeah, and we need Seth's stuff too, because that counters some of the stuff they're saying, and the system will pick that up and contrast it.
Right.
So, yeah,
so
I'll start
that's kind of what I was thinking, that we need to get to the bottom of this, and if AI is going to help, let's use it.
Yeah, so upload Seth's interviews. Okay, well then I will try over the next, well, it's not going to be tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be rough on me, because I'm going to be up at like 4 o'clock. I'm going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, starting my live at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've got to be out of here by 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to be in the county all day tomorrow. So we get one live tomorrow, and that's it. If I feel like it, I might do one when I get back, but it depends on how burnt out I am.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your help. Thank you very much.
Lisa. Well, hopefully we'll just keep those written down. We'll get to them. I bet you anything. We're going to get some pay dirt. We may just be a little premature, but we're going to get some pay dirt. I feel it.
Okay.
All right, love. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
This is Michelle from Kentucky.
Hey, Michelle. How are you doing, love?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What question do you want in the system?
Okay. Do you think Katie drove to the school when she did to make sure any evidence wasn't left behind from the night before?
Analyzing evidence and timelines. Give me just a second. It's pulling outside sources, so it's not just picking the stuff up from the interviews. So let's see what it's got here.
Okay.
It reviewed 18 sources on this one. It says, no, Katie Proudfoot's 6:30 a.m. drive to Beach High School a mile away aligns with a frantic search after discovering Sebastian missing. No timestamp cleanup. Now, again, that's up for interpretation. This is a machine. Katie woke Sebastian at 6 a.m., or excuse me, Katie awoke at 6 a.m., Sebastian absent, searched house, neighborhood, school, called Chris to Memphis. Wait a minute, let me write in here and say, well, you just stated her searching before,
Because it was only like a 10-minute search, so I was thinking maybe she just wanted to make sure everything was cleaned up and not left behind evidence-wise, and then went straight back home when he said the police were on the way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they even got that unscrupulous PI. I just looked up and his name's in my print. So let's go ahead and read. Let's go ahead and read this real quick and just read what it says. It says no, even though I disagree with what it says, I'm just going to read it the way it is, just so you have it all,
Mhm.
you know. And it says, of course, we looked at the 6 a.m. It searched house, neighbors, school, called Chris 911 between 6:20 and 6:50. FBI, Ellie, routine panic response, which is not true. We're going to read the other response that I just asked for. Evidence, wipe theory, Reddit claims 30-minute drive hides prior night trace. The thud at 10 p.m. No proof, contradicts locked doors, and no shoes missing. PI video from the unscrupulous PI. The Proudfoots hired IDs a 1217 figure, but we learned that that was not Sebastian. So it says LE facts. Okay, I don't like that. And it says no. I said, well, you just stated her search before calling law enforcement was a red flag, so not now it goes to her being frantic. Those two things could not exist. No prior statement labeled Katie pre 911 search as a red flag prior to analysis, noting the timeline variances as potential scrutiny points, not disqualifiers. Frantic parents often search first. Ellie standard, verify, runaway common in autistic, but both coexist without contradiction. A search norm is Katie's 3 to 6 minute house neighborhood home check, which she didn't do that in 6 minutes. That went further
Right.
out. So we'll have to, it still seems like it needs a little more information, but I'm not going to plug anything in unless it comes from verifiable sources. So that's my only point.
Right. I mean, because she had her windows up, so you know she wasn't yelling for them.
I agree.
So what else? Why else would you be at the school? What, you know, are you checking from the night before to make sure everything's smooth and go and then go home, or what are you doing?
But
you know?
What? When we talked to At Night Creative Intelligence, they said that she was like a NASCAR driver through there. So my question is how can you be thoroughly searching for your child if you're driving like a bat out of hell? It doesn't seem
Right.
realistic. So she was obviously trying to get somewhere very quickly, in my opinion.
Right.
But again, that's just the system's not agreeing because we don't have enough parameters in here. And it did look at outside sources, so it's not just that. I think Lisa B always might have hit the nail on the head. I probably need to plug in some of Seth's interviews to contrast some of the stuff that's being stated.
All right. Sounds good. I just wanted to see what it would throw out, but that's kind of like what I had a feeling, you know, that she was just over there scoping, making sure everything was, no evidence was left behind before she went home.
Well, we have to remember this is the way I'm kind of looking at it. If for any reason, now I don't like, because I just don't trust the law enforcement in this area, and they caused this distrust in all of us, right? They are the reason for
Right.
it. So there's no one to blame here but them. But if they are being truthful and those lights are nothing burgers, then we have to look at what was the only opportunity for Sebastian to be removed from the house. And if we were to look, obviously, if those lights videos end up being people, then that's when he was removed. But if they are insignificant and truly aren't people moving in a yard, then the only other person that left that morning out of the house was Katie Proudfoot when she was driving like a NASCAR driver. And then you couple that with the rumors of having a cadaver dog hit at Unit 10 at that storage unit at Warsham's in the same direction as Katie went. You know, she may have hit all of this. She may be the architecture and the person that did all of this. And maybe Chris, after the fact, realized she did it, and that's why he got so protective. But she could have done all of this all by herself.
Yeah. I mean, and I just lost my train of thought.
No, you got some time.
So do they think it's other people since Chris is claiming he was out of town?
Okay, so what would...
I mean, like, would it be other family members maybe, or...
Okay, let me see. Could it be other family members? So I wrote, could it be other family members responsible, or is this really leaning toward Chris and Katie being responsible based on what you have knowledge of? And it says, no credible evidence implies any family. Ellie, FBI, other relatives, like the Bauer Sox unmentioned officially. Sleuth theories split. Proudfoot 67% focusing on the Bauer Sox and Seth Fringe. Unresolved case favors wandering stranger abduction over family staging. And that was opposite of what it said yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Katie, that's why I don't like it going to outside sources. So I might have to plug all this stuff back in and see what it says afterwards. And I'm not saying please review all 10, but it's been picking up all 10.
Right.
It says Chris and Katie Proudfoot timeline shifts, defensive DCS pass. It's because it's establishing that whatever reason the FBI of September cleared the parents and they didn't clear the parents. So I'm going to have to upload it and explain it to the system. So I don't think any of this is going to work until I find that statement from the FBI and prove that it's still basing that it's saying that Ellie cleared Chris and Katie and cleared Seth Rogers, and it did not do that at all.
Yeah.
So,
and my last question is, in the very beginning, I don't know who had the video, but we were watching whoever it was me and my wife sitting here, and they had audio of Chris saying, Katie, you effed this up. And the video has never been played again after that. And
because
we can't
I think
find it
the reason
anywhere.
why it's never been played again is I think people did their due diligence and realized it was a fake. Because usually it's those videos are the ones that get silent because they were manufactured, not legit.
I thought it was picked up on the 315 video or the 330 video when they were carrying something out of the house.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
But
sure.
I don't know. We were just wondering about that because it was out there and then it was never ever mentioned again.
Yeah.
So
let's see here. Ellie has not cleared Seth. So now here it's saying right here, Ellie has not publicly cleared Seth, because Katie, effective January, case active January 2026. So it's picking that up. So let me ask it again. Okay, so if they're not cleared. So if they're not clear, does that change the statement about whether Chris and Katie Okay, give me just a second. No, lack of public clearance does not elevate Chris Katie Proudfoot as prime suspects. Ongoing status is standard. Active alert, January 2026. All parents cooperative. No arrest indictments after 700 plus days. Ellie Norm, no cleared declaration unsolved to avoid taint tips and juries. Proudfoot Seth vetted. No shift status, autistic elopement 90. So it's pulling different. I may have to set it back up. I think we went too far on the outside sources and now it's just focusing on him because it's back to focusing on Sebastian wandering. So again, This is one of the things that I had a problem with the first run. That's why I had to set up this one. But now that we had 10 of them in it, this is the second or third one I've set up. So I'll start fresh and we'll add all 10 interviews in and start it again tomorrow. So, or not tomorrow, Wednesday rather.
And I really appreciate everything you're doing. And I'm praying for Seth every day. That guy deserves justice for his kid.
Yeah, his only kid.
I know, and I feel so bad for him. I mean, it wasn't his fault. He couldn't help it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just praying he
didn't know his
finds them
son
either
was in
way.
danger. That's the worst. That's the worst part about it, is that he didn't even know his son was in danger. He had no idea.
Right.
I can't
Otherwise, he would have grabbed him that day.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. All right, love bug. Well, I'm going to talk to you
All
later.
right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I know there was somebody else trying to call in. We're shutting the call show portion down, and the reason why is because we've got 20 minutes to get over to Mob Crew, and I need to do some stuff here. I've got a video I need to edit and get up for my meeting tomorrow. So, guys, you guys have an amazing night. We'll be here 6 a.m. if you would like to be part of this live show. I want to thank you all. Let me just go here and see if I missed any fan fund. Blue Wolf, again, thank you for being the newest member of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. So we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great night, y'all. Bye-bye. Oh, shoot. You know what? You're going to have to wait a second. I can't even close out my live because I accidentally shut out something that I shouldn't have shut out. Now I got to pull it back open, and it's going to suck to pull it back open. Did it pull it back open? Let's see if I can turn that one off and this one off, and then maybe it'll just help with that one. It's probably going to lag my system just for a second, but I need to open back up. Open sesame. Open sesame. Come on. Okay, it's back up. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a great night. Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe not. Is it going to let me go? All right. There we go. Peace out.